Hello YouTube. So this video is of me doing a spread in my art journal that is in response to Jennibellie's monthly challenge for the month of March. The challenge this month was to make a piece of art that was inspired by or that was about something that makes you smile. And I think one of the objects of the challenge was to make something that you would keep someplace where you could see it, as opposed to actually in your art journal. But I wasn't 100% sure that I could do what it is I wanted to do. And so I'm doing it in my art journal because I didn't know whether or not I was going to like the results. And I do kind of like the results, but I also kind of don't like the results. I'm still not 100% satisfied with my ability to do the gradation of the sky at the point of either dawn or dusk, where the sun is like just the tiniest little slip at the bottom of the horizon, or the top of the horizon, however you would put that, and then this gradation of so that makes kind of like an orange gold to a yellow, and then up into the blues and stuff. That juxtaposed against the bare branches of the trees that are everywhere right now, and that won't be very long. A lot of them are starting to bud out. So, but that is something that makes me smile always. But also just those 2 times of day, first light and last light, those, especially twilight, that is always brings a smile to my face. I try to, as often as I can, take a moment at that point of the day and just stop. And I usually think about my grandmother. That was also her favorite time of day. And when I lived with her, she would, if we were together in that moment, she would always remind me, what's your favorite time of day? And we would just sort of silently enjoy the moment. So that's what inspired what I'm doing here. Now, the marker I'm using right here is this huge marker called, it's a Kong marker. I don't know where you get them. There's a guy that shows up at my husband's work and just gives people things. And recently he was giving people these huge purple markers, and a lot of people didn't end up actually taking theirs home. So I have, I think, 3 of them now. I love them, of course, because I love purple, and it's this huge permanent marker. So anyway, so I thought I'd use that as the base color, and then I try layering a bunch of different things to make the bark sort of look of the wood. So I'm actually kind of happy with how that all turned out at the end with the trees, but I'm just not really very happy with the way my sky looks in this. I need to spend some time figuring out different techniques for that. So this was one attempt, and I'm not overly happy with it. So I have a lot of photographs of the sky that I've taken. Well, I haven't actually taken very many recently, but I used to take a lot of pictures of the sky. So I think my plan is to have a dedicated art journal to trying to replicate the scenes that I have photos of. So here I've decided to go over it with some gesso. So far what I'd layered was that Kong purple thing plus some water-soluble pencils that were in different shades of brown. I had some acrylic, sort of a bronzing paint that I put on there, and I wasn't thrilled. There just wasn't enough depth to they just didn't look right. So going in with this gesso gave the depth that I was looking for to the trees. So my finger looked really funny by the time I was done with all this, because I used it for... Before I did that, I was using my fingers to put down those book pages. And those book pages are from sort of the remnants from doing one of the art techniques from Jennibellie's birthday bash, which is to do the shaving foam printing. I'd never heard of it, and I saw her do it and tried it myself and had a blast. I did it with acrylic paint and I did it with ink, and it was a blast. I just had so much fun. I made a huge stack of pages. In fact, some of them I did a lot of pages that were green themed to use in some St. Patrick's Day cards that I'm going to do. So here, one of the things that happened last weekend was we went camping, and in the morning as we were sitting around drinking the excuse for coffee that we had, I made it, so I shouldn't say that, but it was weak. I was really missing the fervor of my coffee, but I got to watch a couple of bluebirds. In the campsite, they were, I think it was a pair, I think it was a male and a female, just sort of darting from one tree to another, and at one point the male did this like he was flying, and the spread of his wings and his tail out as he went to do whatever he was doing. Just beautiful. I never get to see bluebirds in the city, so it was great to just sit and watch them for a while. So that's another thing that makes me smile, and another thing that reminds me of my grandmother. So there at the end I put some more of that sort of bronzish acrylic paint over the branches. And then I just put some glue on the bluebird. There, see, I'm putting glue on him. Anyways, Grammy gave me this little glass bluebird for the Bluebird of Happiness. So it was another memory I associate with her. Yeah, tapping that glitter off. So here's the page, and I'm pretty okay with it. Like I said, I'm not thrilled with the way the sky turned out, but I'm gonna keep working on that. So I hope you enjoyed.